Hey everyone, how are you? Thank you for bearing with me. Happy Sunday to all. All right. I have to go grab my Florida water because something tells me that this may be very, very interesting and somewhat heavy of a stream. So, I was just like, yeah, we need to be prepared in case there's some foolishness. Um, in case there's some foolishness that comes up energetically. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I hope you good. Yes, 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 yes. All right. Let me get myself together. Apologies for my tardiness. Um, I'm cooking and getting my life together and washing clothes at the same damn time. So, sometimes life lives, sometimes it lives. And, it's all good. It's all good. So, let me get the chat going because I need to be able to see. Okay. Boom. All right. All righty. We are here, gathered here today to see what's going on. I mean, this is okay. So full disclosure. Full disclosure. I want it to be various forms of scientists when I was a little girl, right? So I wanted to be a meteorologist. I wanted to be a volcanologist, and I wanted to um and I wanted to be a paleontologist, right? Ha ha ha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a nerd. What can I say? So, this whole thing, whatever it is that's going on, is very interesting to me because, like I said, as far as science goes, I absolutely love science. Um, Science is kind of my jam, and it was always my favorite subject in school. Science was. So, yeah, so this kind of touches me. And the thing about it is that from what I have seen, now I have not done any major investigations myself, so let me say that. But some of the discourse around this topic, word on the street is that it's a possibility that these are missing nuclear scientists or scientists from JPL, or even some that may be linked to the UFO subject, the alien subject, and everything that goes along with that. So, like I said, I haven't done any major research, but we're gonna ask Spirit. We're gonna ask Spirit what Spirit thinks about it all, and yeah, that's what we's gonna do. All right, let me do this real quick because I forgot to make it regular. Let me see. Does this work now? No, that doesn't work. Oh, StreamYard. No, I don't want that one either. Why are you doing this? Okay. Let's try this. Okay, that's better. That is better. Okay, can you all see? Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So, and don't mind my lovely Salt Lake City, Utah sweater. It was a gift. from Mr. Hoodoo. Okay. So let me say hi to people. Yes, I'm here. Let me say hi. Where's my cursor? Okay. We got our good sis, Empress. Yes, 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 yes. Let's see, we got Dita. I can't see. Okay, Dita. Mm-hmm. Hey, girl. Let me just do this. Comments here, but make them bigger. And then I will, stream a little bit more a little later. Okay. Okay, yes. Make sure everyone is saying hello. I don't want to have to send nobody to the wall, but this is a serious topic, right? So, hey, girl. Okay. Okay. So, all right. We all know how this goes. We know how this goes. If you have a question, please put a crystal ball or a purple heart. What the hell is going on? Hold on a sec. What the hell is this? Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay. Hey, Isis. I was thinking about you yesterday. All right. So let's see if there's anything energetically going on. Okay. Now let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Sexy RN says, have our ancestors met any of them yet? Girl, what you talking about? Okay. We're looking into missing scientists. What's going on with that situation? Because I'm curious myself what spirit may have to say. So let's get into it. And it's just like I really can't see right. Maybe I need to close one of these curtains. Hold on a sec. Maybe this. Okay, yes, that helps so much. Okay, now I can better see. I couldn't see the damn screen at all. That's so crazy. Okay. Yes, the scientists. Have our ancestors met them? My question regarding your question is, what would that have to do with them being missing? Like, we need to figure out, is this a conspiracy? Is there a secret government project going on? Or is it just coincidence that these scientists are missing or in hiding? Okay. Now that's a question I can go with. That's a question that I can go with. Are some of them in hiding? Okay, let's see. Because yeah, like I said, I haven't really done any research into it, but it was like one person um was missing after being on a group, like hiking with their friends. And then Amy Eskridge, she was someone connected to the whole UFO aspect of conspiracies. And then we had some other, like, there are people these are not scientists who are like, um, they're not looking in the chicken feed, right? They're like high level electrical engineers or like nuclear scientists or like, physicists, like people on that level. So all these people either dying of mysterious circumstances or being found dead or they're missing like something. Maybe something is going on, maybe something isn't. Okay, but let's look at this one. Okay, are some of them in hiding? Huh. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. I feel like there are some emotions about Some of them, or at least maybe one of them, may be in hiding because they don't trust. They feel some type of way about structure. They feel some type of way about how things are ran as far as like business wise and like government. And whoever it is that may be in hiding, they're trying to reduce risk of conflict. And something just told me like theft of ideas. Theft of ideas. They're waiting to see if whoever it is that may be in hiding is kind of waiting to see what's going on. Like what type of actions will be taken. Yeah. Because they don't want to, if they are in hiding, then for the most part, when you hide, people can't find you. So they can't be put into compromising situations that can do something quote unquote negative to them. So there may be at least one that is in hiding. At least one that's in hiding. So, yeah. What is going on? Yeah, so that's at least one of them. Yeah. I kind of feel like whoever this person is that was in hiding, they went into hiding because they were offered a lot of money and they didn't take the money. And they knew that because they didn't take the money, that there was the potential for danger to themselves, to them and their person, right? So it's at least one of these people that went into hiding that's missing, or unaccounted for, that doesn't like the way things are going, has an issue with, I don't want to say big business, but has an issue with like governmental things, structures. They risk their intellectual property being stolen at the very least, and keeping themselves out of situations to put them in situations where they would, they'll end up falling off of a ledge, or it's a car accident, a strange car accident, or things like that. They're really waiting to see what the powers that be are going to do, especially now that this is something that has become mainstream. Now, I will say that right now, I kind of feel like looking into this, I kind of feel like my brain is a little scrambled, if that makes sense. Um, it's like the information is coming. You just imagine like you crack a couple of eggs into the hot skillet, right? They start doing what they're doing, and then you take a spoon and you just start mixing the eggs up, right? That's I kind of feel like there's some information scrambling or a little bit of interference with this. A little bit of interference with this cuz like I can feel like my mind is like different. It's different now than right before I started pulling these cards. So that's very interesting. So, yeah, at least one of them is. At least one of them is. Okay. So this next question is, are there more scientists missing that we already quote unquote know about? And that's a good question. That's a good question. And I was never really like looking into this at all, but I did notice that kind of around mid-May, I mean not mid-May, mid-April, see, that's the scrambling. I kind of noticed around mid-April, aka last month, that okay, this is pretty interesting, right? So, okay. Are there more scientists missing that we already know? Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Are there more missing? Hmm. Hmm. Mm. Okay, so this is what Spirit says. It's it's so the answer is yes, but some of the ones that are missing, they took money for a project, and I feel like some of them are this is going to sound crazy. This is going to sound crazy, but work with me. Um it's I don't even want to say it cuz like but I don't want to say it, but I have to tell you the things that are popping into my mind about this, and that's how I know it's spirit. MK Ultra, like mind control, like something being done to them to get them to agree with something or get them to follow a certain set of instructions or like something like that. Um something like that. They're not the ones that are missing that we don't know about. Um they're not alone. They're they're corralled together. But yeah, some of these people took money. Some of these people took money and kind of, I don't want to say signed away their freedom, but it's like they're somewhere like collective. But I feel like wherever they are, they themselves didn't sign up for it. Like they were tricked into signing up for something or, signing up to do something. Um, but yeah, took money for, I don't know, intellectual property for working on a project or yeah, you're going to help do this or something that we don't really know about. We as in the regular little people don't really know about. But yeah, some I think there are more who are missing that we don't know about, but they were tricked into going wherever they are, and they were paid money for it. So, um, now Sexy RN asks, "Are they on Earth?" Now, listen, I mean, maybe they up in the space station, right? Maybe they up in the space station. So I don't know. I don't know, but let's see. Are they on Earth? I mean, listen, y'all are asking me questions, and I am telling you all what spirit is telling me. Um. Okay, so we have seen this Three of Wands like three times already, like or at least twice. So we've seen the Three of Wands twice. So let's make sure we are paying attention to the energy. Yeah, they're here. They're here. They're here. Something just told me that some of these people are victims of their own success. So, like how, yeah, you may be good at something, you may do something really well, you may be a great group project leader, and then it doesn't get you anything else but more work. I feel like this is like whatever these people were doing or whatever their scientific specialty was or is, they're one of the ones that are good at it, and so they're victims of their own success. So, like, they were targeted because of their successes in their respective fields. So, but yeah, they're here. They're here. And I feel like they're in I know it's random to say some building, some type of building, somewhere where people wouldn't think to look. for those who are quote unquote missing and are alive. So, okay. Now Sexy Arian asks, are they alive? That is a good question. Yeah, and when you all ask questions, just go ahead and ask questions. You ain't gotta put it delicately. We are all adults over here. Ask what you want to ask. Straight up. I don't beat around the bush too much over here. Are they alive? Ooh. Ooh, we got 555 here. This is interesting. We have 5 of cups here. Okay, it's in reverse. So 5 of cups. Uh-huh. And then we have the 5 of swords. And then we have the Hierophant, which is a 5 as well. Yeah, so you have the Hierophant, which is a 5 as well. So I really feel like, and this was like this. I really feel like there are many who are alive, but whatever it is that they're doing or working on or wherever they at, it's a big deal. Like this is something that's really, really big. It's really, really big. This isn't small potatoes. This isn't, researching a new battery for electric cars. It's nothing like that. I feel like this is big, and I feel like it's something that I don't want to say that they're mentally at conflict with, but maybe wondering what the hell are they into? What the hell are they? There's some mental anguish. There's some mental anguish. But then there are some of them that are just like, well, can't cry about it now. So might as well just get on with the get on. But yeah, I feel like yeah, they're alive. The ones that are dead, and the ones that are alive are alive. So I feel like the ones who are missing are alive. They're just missing. And the ones that are dead are dead. Um, yeah. Okay. So, okay, this is the next question. The next question is from Sleepy B, and she asks, were any of the scientists a part of the GATE program? That's interesting. I see Sleepy B be all over this internet, um, looking at different things. But yeah, were any of them part of the GATE program or GATE research? And if you don't know what that is, Go is going to be your friend. Were any of these scientists missing, dead, or otherwise part of the alleged GATE program? Okay, now we've seen this card twice. We've seen this Empress again. We've seen this is crazy. What is this man saying? Interesting. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm going to say yes. But they didn't know, and they were definitely lied to about whatever it was. Um, they were lied to, and I feel like their parents were lied to. Um, that this occurred to them when they were young. You know, I haven't fully seen all of the GATE program research and stuff like that. I literally just came across it like in November of 2025. But Yeah, I feel like some of them possibly were in Gate. It was when they were very young. I want to say young, but not okay, so they were adolescents, maybe like the oldest like 13 or something like that, but not necessarily like into later teenage years. I feel like this is something that occurred that was more like when they were younger, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They were tricked into doing it, but I mean they're kids. They don't really know how the world works yet. Um, yeah, and this was if the gate program is if the gate program is something that was real, and if any of these missing scientists were part of this gate program, it was done to them when they were young, and it was building up for like large scale research for big, huge, very important research projects. And I feel like they were tricked into it and that their parents were tricked and lied to about it too. Um, Now it's funny because we've seen the Hierophant come up, which is large scale structure like government, large organizations, stuff like that. But we got the world card here. So I'm wondering is, and I'm just making loose connect the dots connections. I'm wondering if, and we'll see what spirit has to say about it, if this is something like large scale for the planet or something, if this is the type of research or scientific endeavors that is something for the planet. I don't know because I feel like everything about this is being like concentrated. Like I kind of feel like a small ball, like everything being compacted and just kept on a tight leash. Um, and I can already see this is about to make me tired. Okay, so to answer your question, if the GATE program is real, then yes, some of them were part of it. Um, it was done to them when they were little, and they were tricked into it. Their parents were tricked into it. Um, so yeah, yeah. Now I've seen some conversation saying that now this is conversation that I have seen. I just, I like to read a lot of different things. Now I have seen some conversation that um I've seen conversation that talks about the possibility of this is something like um something beneficial to the planet. Let me just ask a question myself. Let me just ask a question myself. If you all have any other questions, please listen. So one of the things that I have seen, so let me just ask Spirit, one of the theories about the missing scientists is that they are working on a secret project, something along the lines of like a new type of energy for the planet or something to do with like an earth cataclysm. So Spirit, what can you say about anything that they may be working on? All right. Okay. Interesting. So we have the tower here. So I asked my question, and now we have the tower here. Um, the tower is destruction that people knew was coming, that, things were so messed up for so long that something had no other choice but to crumble. Things crumbling and being destroyed because of a person's actions. Very, very interesting, especially with the tower, things just that sudden shift, that sudden breakaway, that sudden destruction. Kind of interesting because Uranus has been in Gemini for 1 week, and Uranus is our planet of sudden changes, right? That could be good or bad, but things that are sudden changes, right? And then in Gemini, we're talking about technology, we're talking about education, we're talking about communication, we're talking about we're talking about those things. So seeing the tower here is very interesting. Now, I'm seeing temperance here. Temperance is my card of um drug use or being under the influence or mixing things up, mixing potions, doing things for a particular reason. It's almost like alchemy, um like alchemy. So seeing this here, this is very, very interesting. Now, Spirit, what do you want to say about this? Hmm. Hmm. So Spirit is telling me that, and this may sound, this just roll with me. I have to tell you all what the things that the imaging that I'm getting. I kind of feel like this is work for like mass control, massive influence, massive control. Um, but massive influence and massive control. Um, Starting with when people are younger, because it's easier to control younger people. Now it's not telling me, Spirit is not telling me, if it's a government project or anything like that or not. Spirit is saying that this is like this is what Spirit is telling me. Hopefully one day we'll find out. Spirit is saying this is like working on something about control. I don't want to say mind control, but like if you can get people to believe something or do something to them that they are better to be controlled, then that they're easier to be controlled, then you make sure you do this when they are young. So I feel like this is about some type of control or like testing control. Um, but testing it um through through medicine, through pharmaceuticals, kind of like. But why that now see that doesn't make any sense. And I know I'm the person that just said it, but that doesn't make any sense unless it's because some of them were, you know, uh they weren't like biologists, I don't think. I think a lot of the, and that's why I said, like, I didn't want to read too much into the background about it because I didn't want to taint whatever comes out with the reading on this. So I didn't really see, but they, from what I had seen a few weeks ago, it was like these are high, like physicists or like propulsion engineers or like engineers or like, people who will work in like rocket science, like stuff like that, or like energy systems, like stuff like that. So that's what I read, which makes this doesn't make. So let me ask Spirit another question. Let me ask Spirit another question. Let me ask Spirit another question. Okay, Spirit, please tell us more about the um the alchemy card that we just saw. Please tell us more. Whatever you can share, please tell us more because now I'm starting to feel like not a sense of dread, but like when you anxiety, anxiety, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm starting to feel like a little anxious. Okay, something that was being worked on for a while. Okay. Something that's been worked on for a while, and then we have the judgment card here. So let me make sure y'all can see. So we have something that's been worked on for a while. Then we have something close to the end of something. But okay. Tell me about this. Okay. Some type of control. Some type of control. Some type of control um for the masses, or some type of control, or something that's so strange that people wouldn't know how to classify it. Um, I feel like control. I feel like mass, like a mass ritual for control, or something along those lines. Some type of ritual control, domination type work, but like really, really like domination, like over the mind. And that this is something that was being worked on for a long time. And for whatever reason, these scientists were needed. Um, this is I feel like I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like just feeling all of this energy, like I feel like I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs right now because I feel like I'm talking crazy. And someone that does the type of work that I do, okay, I'm a spiritual worker, like magic is real. Astrology is real. The spiritual world and spiritual fights and all like that is real. So even as someone that has this type of business, that does this type of work, that shares this with the public, I feel like I'm talking crazy right now. I feel like I'm talking crazy as hell right now, which is normally what people would tell me, like, about magic and stuff like that. I feel like I just took a crazy pill, and I feel like what I'm saying is like, get your tinfoil hat together. Get your tinfoil hat together. Some type of control. Some type of control. I feel like control, like mass control is like the end game. Um, and Endgame just really just popped into my head, like the Marvel movie Avengers Endgame, and like Thanos, and just interesting, and just like snapping his fingers and all that. I really feel like I am talking crazy right now. So very, very, very interesting. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna do some research myself and see if there's anything along the lines about like mass, like control or mental control. Okay. So, let's get to the next question. The next question is from Sleepy B, and she asks, does any of this tie into any alleged work going on in Antarctica? That is a good question. That is a good question. That is an amazing question. Let's see. Interesting. Does any of this have to do with any type of alleged weird scientist work, or weird programs going on in Antarctica? Okay, we have Three of Pentacles, Seven of Swords with the eclipse on here. Okay, Seven of Swords with the eclipse on here. Okay, a group of people hiding things. Oh my goodness. Okay. Spirit, tell me about this. Okay, some type of deep type of change. Okay, interesting. So this was the Ten of Cups right here. This was the Ten of Cups that came up right here. And then we have the World card. I wonder if these scientists were taken for different projects, or the missing ones are working on different projects. Because okay, yes. Oh, in Antarctica, um, it's possible. It's possible. It's possible, but I feel like there's more than one project. Um, I don't feel like they're in Antarctica. I feel like if any of these many missing people are alive, I feel like they're underground. I feel like I feel like if any of these missing people are alive, they're underground. But to answer your question, I don't see anything as far as it relates to Antarctica. But what I will say is that this is some super um top secret level stuff that has the potential to rock the planet. Um, the potential to rock the planet. I feel like if they're I feel like the missing ones, I feel like they're underground somewhere. I feel like they're underground somewhere. And I'm just, just all the things that are coming to me as I shuffle and everything like that. Okay. So next question is from Empress, and she asks, "Does the disappearances have anything to do with chemical warfare?" Okay, let's see. I feel like there are at least two alleged projects being worked on. And I feel like one of these projects has the potential to quote unquote rock the planet. And I don't know if you all saw the thumbnail. Like, I created the thumbnail and I put it up there literally a few minutes before the stream started. And one of the articles that I found was from a quote unquote ex CIA agent that says that the missing people may never be found. And to me, it's just like if they're never found, then they have to be in a place where people can't even look. I feel like it's underground because even as regular civilians, even if you're like a civilian that's like in the military, I know civilian and military is like don't go together, but if you are not someone with some super high level clearance, you don't get to see the super high level clearance stuff. Even if you are in the military or in a position in government, you have to have certain type of clearances to be read in on certain types of projects and things that are going on. So I feel like if it's something like that, um which spirit just said like this is like some high level secretive stuff, then if they're in some type of underground base, underground cavern, underground work facility, then yeah, you're not going to find them. One, you don't have the access to get there. Like it's not like you can just like you can find out where these people used to live and like go look around their neighborhood and stuff, but you're like the average person is just not one walking onto a military base, and two, definitely not getting into anything super super secretive that you need a high level clearance for. So, yeah, but let's get into it. Does any of this have to do with some chemical warfare? Yeah, I feel like yeah. This is I feel strange. I feel strange. And that's not something that I always say, but I feel strange. Um I will say that I feel like there is some risk around this topic. Risk as in the whole situation is shaky, shady, and I mean, yeah, we know that, but like energetically, I feel like, yeah, it's a whole lot of weird. Like I feel like, and this is just me for me sitting here. I feel like people who talk about this are being monitored, or asking questions about it are being monitored. right? Because this news story about these scientists has even gotten as high as, okay, well, members of the government are going to look into it, Congress or something like that. They're like, they need to look into it. And, people go missing every day. People go missing every day. But why are they looking into this with these scientists, right? What makes these people or this situation so special, right? So, yeah, very, very interesting. As far as chemical warfare, no, I don't see chemical warfare, but I do see whew, and this is making me tired. I feel like this is a long, long, long worked on attempt at control, spiritual and mental control. Spiritual and mental control. Okay, so like for example, okay, how many of you all are familiar with the present day story of Assassin's Creed, right? Remember in Assassin's Creed, I'm talking about like old school Assassin's Creed, you were trying to find the pieces of Eden because the pieces of Eden, came from in the games, the ones who came before who were like seen as gods or whatever, but the pieces of Eden, they could control people. Like you can control people and get people to do what you want to do. I feel like this energetically, like so if we were to see something like that, people might call it magic. Okay, now I know that you can absolutely control people with magic and spiritual work. I've done it, right? I've done it. I feel like this is more along the lines of control, like some type of spiritual mental control, but like on a mass scale. Like, so I don't yeah, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, this is making me tired. This is making me tired. Um, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be reading on this because I feel exhausted right now. Like I feel like this just sucked the energy out of me. So I'll probably do a couple more questions. Like seriously, I know we haven't been here long answering questions, but I feel like I have been zapped. I feel like I have been zapped. Like I feel like I've worked out for like 2 hours and like I'm tired. Like I literally feel like I'm zapped. And I ate, I've had water, I've taken my vitamins today, I slept last night. Like I feel like I have been zapped and I feel like the air has been taken from my lungs, if that makes sense. Like if you're gasping for air, like I that's how I feel right now. Interesting, interesting. Um, but yeah, no, I don't see anything dealing with like chemicals, but I feel like this is like some type of ritual or like something working on like mass control, long range control for as many people as possible. That's what I feel like this is. Now, are they going to tell us? I don't know. I don't know, but I feel like there is an absolutely esoteric slash energetic component to this, and it's about control. At least part of it is about control. Um, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So let me ask this question. Let me ask this question. Let me ask this question. Like this is very strange. This is strange. This is very, very strange. All right. This is strange. Being that I brought up Assassin's Creed and the story of the ones that came before, is what I'm feeling correct? Is this like a way to try and control the masses, control the population? Um, type of spiritual or mental work for control? Please tell us, Spirit. Okay, so we have the High Priestess again. So working on some type of energetic control. Now, energetic and esoteric control, they can be very, very similar, but I feel like this is like, how do you, yeah, I feel like this is part of trying to figure out a way for mass control, trying to figure out mass control, trying to figure out a way to get people to, um, trying to figure out a way to get people to be controlled. Like, because you can opt out of things, right? You don't have to have a TV in your house to watch, quote unquote, the propaganda advertisement commercials, or you don't have to have a TV or radio in your house. Like, you don't have to watch TV, you don't have to listen to radio. So those are two avenues of control, right? You can somewhat live off grid, but I feel like this is more about control of people's actions, because if you can control the mind, you can control the action. So I don't feel like this is about physical control. I don't feel like this is about um like cordoning off places or anything like that. I feel this is like, how do we get people to do what we want them to do and don't question things? And I feel like they're combining science with magic, even though they're both sciences. But I feel like this is like trying to figure out a way besides television to like mass ritual. Let me see. Yeah, yeah, this isn't, whatever it is, it's not for the good of people, of society. Yeah. Um, yeah, yeah, this isn't okay. And like all readings are for entertainment purposes only, but I feel like this is trying to gain control through illicit ways for the planet, like for humans on the planet. Let me ask Spirit another question. Let me ask Spirit another question because I'm curious myself. Something just popped into my head and I'm curious myself. So let me ask a question. I'm gonna ask two questions. Okay, so the first question is, Spirit. As far as these missing scientists, as far as these missing scientists go, is anything that they were working on something that can be found in the Epstein files? So let me clarify my question, Spirit. There are some very, very interesting programs and scientific interests and interest in spirituality and stuff like that in the Epstein files. My question to you, Spirit, is the missing scientists, what they were working on, is what they were working on something that can be found, talked about in the Epstein files? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What does this mean? I feel like Spirit is like screaming at me right now. Like, something about, so yes, the answer is yes. Some of it is in the Epstein files. Whatever they were working on or contracted to work on or missing to work on, some of it is in the Epstein files. Some of it is in the Epstein files. Spirit is also saying that even though these people were scientists, some of them may have had a weak personal constitution. Okay. Right? Because there are people who can be easily influenced, right? And then there are people who it's hard, where it's harder to influence them. I feel like even though these scientists or whatever were proficient and they were professionals and they were at the top of their game in their field, Some of them may have been easier to control. I feel like some of them had, I don't want to say depression, but a weak constitution. They could be easily led. Um, they could be easily led. I also feel like some of what Spirit is talking about that may be in the Epstein files, there's no money trail for it. Like, I feel like there's no, for some things there are money trails, and then for some things there aren't any money trails. Now, usually you can follow the money and see what's going on and see who things lead back to, but I feel like some of this is um weak. I don't want to say weak constitution. Let me not say weak constitution. There may be some people who had some mental health issues. Some of these scientists may have had some mental health issues, which made them easier to persuade or sign up for something. Um, but I feel like some of this may be connected to things that could be found in the Epstein files. Um, so oh, you're too kind. I just saw it. Sorry, I was in the middle of getting into it. So thank you, Alvin Gracie. Says you got some pretty nails. I know it's off topic. Well, thank you so much. I need to yeah, there's no fill in for me this week. Next week, 'cause I'm going out of town. I'm going out of town this week, but I'm going out of town next week as well. So I'll get them done the week of the 13th. Go to the nail salon. They need to be cut down because they're too long. But anyway, that's not the point. But thank you for the compliment. I appreciate you. Yeah, this is weird. I don't see anything like all these cards that I've been pulling. I have been seeing themes around control, themes about, especially like someone's mental state. I've been seeing themes around control, themes around power, themes around secrets. Okay, this is like the second or third time this damn secretive Seven of Swords came up. So energies about secret projects, control, um, mass control, and yeah, this is strange. I'm gonna have to like look into this like deeper, like myself, because like again, like Amy Eskridge, like when she was found, I think she was found dead. I think she was found dead. And like right before she was found dead, she was just like, like I'm not suicidal, things like that. But I only know of her because of her, if I'm remembering correctly, she was speaking about like UFO stuff. I think she was like in Alabama or something like that. So, this is very, 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 very strange. So, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, does anybody have any questions? I'm probably gonna end this here in a moment or so because I feel like I got the wind knocked out of me. Like I feel like I'm not breathing deep enough and I feel like I got the wind knocked out of me and I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm not saying this is a spiritual attack, but I feel like this topic is weighing on me heavily. Like I feel like a weight like on my chest. Um a weight on my chest. So, let's see. Is there anything else you want to say before I close this session? Because, you know, 5 of Wands. Okay, so risky actions. Okay, Queen of Swords in reverse. And then we have the Magician. Okay, so again, magic, 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 magic. We have risky actions, actions that, might be very challenging, like might get you. Okay, so risky actions. And then we have the Magician here. So we have had both the High Priestess and the Magician cards come up. So two of my magical cards. So there is something esoteric, spiritual that's tied into this. Um, And then we have this Queen of Swords. So someone or something that has been well planned, um, high thinking, thought process, planning abilities, or whatever. Yeah, this could remember I keep telling you all that the powers that be, the government, all like that, they know about spiritual work and magic. They be out here doing it, right? But I feel like this is like confirm that they trying to do some shit. And that these scientists, missing, dead, or otherwise, I feel like these scientists are part of it. Like I feel like this is something like super huge for the world, for the planet. And this magic here, this is whoever it is that they have there. Oh, they absolutely know what's going on. They absolutely know what's going on. Okay. Um, let me see here. Oh, we have a question. Okay, so Alvin asks, do you think they purposely hire those types of scientists with mental health problems? That's a good question. That is a good question. Let's see what Spirit has to say about it. And then, like, if you have someone, if you, and that's a good point. If there is someone that has a mental health problem and they're hired for something to work on and then they disappear or they're found dead, oh, it's easy to blame it on mental problems, right? Well, let's see what Spirit got to say. That was a really good question. That was a really good question. Um, Yikes! This is wasn't expecting this. Wasn't expecting this at all. Wasn't expecting this at all. Let's see what this one here. So yeah. Yeah. So I would say yes. I would say yes. Yes. These are people scientists hired with mental and emotional problems, people who they would probably say would need therapy or, you know, um therapy or some type of professional help. Yeah. Yeah. Mental and emotional issues. Yes. Yes. Wow. That's that's something else. That's something else. Okay, Alvin, you said interesting. I kind of figured that. Yeah, I never thought about that because um yeah, you want someone that's working on something to have a sound mind, but um they don't care. They will use people for whatever they need to use them for, no matter if it's going to stress or affect whatever mental or emotional issues that they have going on. But I would never think that because when you think military, you're not thinking about emotions. You're thinking about, when you think about military or government stuff, you're not thinking about emotions. You're thinking about structure, you're thinking about programs, you're thinking about important people, you're thinking about, people that you hope are intelligent and smart and know what they're doing. You're not thinking about emotions, right? You're not thinking about emotions. I'm not thinking about that when I think about the government. The laws and stuff in place are not about emotions. They are about, you know what I'm saying, governance, right? So, but yeah, I would never think about it that way. But then again, like we just discussed, that would be a good way to dispose of people by if you hire someone that was known to have mental or emotional difficulties, if they quote unquote disappear or quote unquote are found dead, and then they'd be like suicide, um, then the history or talking with their friends and family and they say these things, it's just like, oh, well, maybe they had an episode and they took themselves out. I never thought to think about that. So thank you for that, Alvin. So, anywho, I feel like I've been punched in the chest. Like I feel like that I need to catch my breath. And I don't like that. I don't like that. So, I think I'm gonna end it here because I feel like, and I also feel like there's some resistance about this, but it's kind of like the resistance is up, but not all the way up. But I do feel like there is some monitoring around this, including possibly monitoring spirits. So I don't feel like I'm in danger or anything like that, but a person that does what I do, you do feel the different energetics of things. And I feel like this is um whatever it is that's going on, it wants to be kept under wraps. So um if you all find any interesting information about these missing scientists or whatnot, please let me know so I can look into it. But I'm gonna look into it too. Like I said, there are some, these were not people who, you know, were losers or bottom tier. These were highly intelligent. They are and were highly intelligent people. Um, and I find it interesting again that again, if you go back and you look at the thumbnail for this video, one of the articles I found was, ex-CIA agent person said that these missing scientists may never be found. Now, maybe that's propaganda so that people don't look, or maybe this person is telling the truth. I'll let you be the judge of that. I'll let you be the judge of that. But I found that very, very interesting, which to me, that is a sign of some type of interference. So, with that being said, I'm going to end the stream. I love y'all very, very much. We'll be back a little bit later with another stream. And if you have a tinfoil hat, you know, get your tinfoil hat together, right? So yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I love y'all very, very much. And see y'all after a while.